Now, Ronnie, Mr. Ladheat and I was just sitting here having an in-depth conversation about, boxing, only as we can do. And we were talking about Deontay Wilder. Now, Deontay Wilder has taken the money and stepped to the side for Anthony Joshua and Mr. Gypsy King himself, Tyson Fury, to fight.
Right.
Now, what we were discussing, now we know that fight's going to happen, but what we were discussing, who is a good fight for Deontay Wilder to get his confidence back or put him back in that heavyweight contention picture?
Oh man, it's a lot of good heavyweights out there that he can fight.
Okay, let us know. Let us know what you think. If you was booking the fight, what would you do?
I don't know, man, to tell you the truth. Because, for him to come back, you want him to look good. So you got to match him with a style that's good for him. Mm-hmm. So he can have that confidence to come back. Because if he don't have the confidence to come back, then, he's not gonna do nothing. It's gonna be hard.
So what are you saying? Are you saying that Deontay Wilder is going through some kind of trials and tribulations with himself?
Oh, well, what I'm saying is this, is that I don't know how confident he's going to be coming back. Especially after getting beat the way he got beat the last time. Sometimes it takes a guy, longer to come back to try to get the confidence back. Once you get the confidence back, then you can say, okay, now we're ready for the next step. But for me, I was glad for him that he can go right back in there with Tyson Fury, because I think that would have been the end of his career.
Now, Ronnie, he just hired a new trainer. How long would that relationship, I know you need a warm-up fight. You don't want to fight someone, a heavy hitter right off the gate, but how long do you think they'll get that timing down where he knows his trainer and his trainer knows him?
Well, it's not like the guy haven't been there. The guy used to be one of his sparring partners. So, now he's like, he's been there all the time. He's been there for probably about 4 or 5 years. So it's not like he's a stranger to Deontay. He's not. He's not a stranger. He's just, he's been there always. But, Mark, he never could work the corner because Mark Breland was the head trainer. But now he's elevating him to head trainer. So now you'll see more Malik Scott, who was a decent fighter in his heyday.
Well, how good a trainer is he?
Are you asking me a question I don't know?
Well, I'm just saying he was a decent fighter in his day. Well, we're not talking about his day. His day is right now. And I need him to elevate Deontay Wilder. You tell me a decent fighter. How good a trainer is he? Is he a Ronnie Shields?
No, he's not. He's not a Ronnie.
Is he close to a Ronnie Shields?
Not even close.
Well, then this dude ain't got a chance. Deontay Wilder just messed up because he could have came to you. What about that? Wait a minute. Why can't he come to you?
You got some heavyweight experience, Ronnie?
Yeah. How you going to turn the man down when a man is trying to seek help? A man got his hand out. He's trying to seek help.
At least, Ronnie, you would have directed him in a better direction, not wearing a 40-pound suit.
Let me tell you something. George Foreman offered to train him.
What?
With George Foreman, yes.
Wait a minute. Let's back up. Let's back up a second.
What's wrong with George Foreman? George Foreman got more.
The guy who makes grills?
Yeah, that's what we're about to talk about right here. Okay. How many people have George Foreman trained at a heavyweight contention level?
How many fighters have Malik Scott trained at a heavyweight?
Wait a minute. That's your man. That's your man. You brought that man. I'm talking about you say he could have went to George Foreman.
Yes, he could have went to George Foreman.
And George Foreman is going to put him in.
George Foreman was one of the top fighters in the world at one point.
Okay.
And look, he's been in the boxing his whole life. So he's seen everything, he's done everything. So why not George Foreman?
Well, I want to know because if I'm a fighter, if I'm in Deontay Wilder's position, I wouldn't want George Foreman to train me.
Wow.
I feel like he'd be living under the shadow of George Foreman.
Yeah, he want to take all the credit.
Yeah,
and probably make some easy bake ovens or something off it or something like that to peddle to the people.
He probably rolled all of his grills to the ring with Deontay Wilder.
It's another way for him to get back in and make another $500 million.
Man, I can't believe you guys are hating on George Foreman like
Ain't nobody hating on George. I like George.
Hey, so Ron, there's no talks out there as far as Deontay Wilder's next opponent?
Not that I know of. Well, you know, I mean, so many guys want to fight him. You know, so many guys want to fight him. So many guys been calling him out. So, but I haven't heard anything yet. So, I don't know.
I feel like a good fight for him would be that one guy that Gypsy King just went up against, Otto Wallin. I feel like his style always comes forward. I think that would be a good matchup, a good stylistically matchup for Deontay.
Yeah, what about that?
You know, I think it'll be a good matchup for him, a style matchup for him. I think, but I think Deontay would knock him out. I think
really
he would knock him out.
That's what he needs. That's what he needs. He needs a good knockout.
But that's what I say. He needs fights that could build his confidence back up.
Right, and I feel like that fight makes sense because you know Gypsy King. Remember, he got cut early in that fight. So if Deontay Wilder knocks him out and knocks out Wallin, then you can build from there. You can build up Deontay Wilder versus Tyson Fury again.
Right.
Let me book the matches. Let me book the matches.
Okay, Angel, you can book them.